Good morning world from an incredibly beautiful morning here on Siargao Island in the Philippines. I am currently walking along this 150-metre jetty, private jetty on the villa that we are staying here. We are in the Santa Fe area, but this part of the beach is new to us. We haven't been on this beach before in all of our 3 years of living here on the island, and it feels so different. I've been smiling all morning because it is just incredibly beautiful. It actually feels like we've travelled to a different part of the Philippines entirely, or even a different country. This feels very different to where we normally live, and I love it. This is the first time ever that we have had a private jetty as part of an Airbnb that we've stayed in, and it is a very unique perspective when you're actually walking along. It's a way of being out on the water without getting wet. It feels like you're walking on top of the water, and it is very different. This is where I'm going to be completely honest though. If you are a bit scared of heights or water, it can be quite scary walking along here with no railings. It's quite dizzying and it has a strange effect on you, but at the same time it's very beautiful, very different, and very lovely.
I actually brought my mum out here last night to try and walk along the jetty, but she's afraid of heights and she only got like a quarter of the way.
Yes.
And had to turn back.
But good on her for trying.
Yeah.
She didn't want to go. We were like, just give it a try, and she did. But she got as far as she wanted to and returned and watched us from the garden.
If this is the first video of ours you've ever seen, we're a British family that got locked down in the Philippines 3 years ago. My mum was with us at the time, so she knows this area. And she's come back to visit us here on the island, and the rest of my family is also here too. They're enjoying an island tour right now, getting the most out of Siargao, and we are preparing because Story is about to go out on an open water swimming lesson with her swimming teacher Chi.
Yeah, she's right behind us now having her briefing session with Chi. They've been having a brief for about half an hour already, talking about what they're going to do on the lesson and what they're going to see, and breathing and how to equalise your ears and things like that. It's going to be a nice open water fun lesson with Chi today. Story's first time actually having a sea lesson.
Yeah.
There is too many corals on the beach. You can see them. Too many. Like thousands.
This one is not a coral.
What is this one?
It's a type of algae.
Algae.
Okay, let's identify these corals.
Is this just a rock or a coral?
It's a coral.
So if you don't know that much about us, our daughter Story is 6 years old now. She's been on the island since she was 3, and she's predominantly homeschooled and world schooled. When we say world schooling, it's basically exactly this. We'll hire a private tutor to come and teach her about something that she's really interested in the environment that she's living in. And this has been incredibly beneficial for Story over the last 3 years. It is an incredible way for her to learn, including your key basic skills like reading and writing and drawing, and mixing that into a lesson where she's out in the water. She's doing something that she can really associate with, and something that she can see every day in her life has been really good. That is why Story is actually a brilliant reader and writer already. It's really working well for her.
Off you go.
Foony fun.
We're going to come and watch you, okay? All right, have a fun time.
Bye.
Enjoy. We will.
Over the last few years, with the pandemic and different types of education being brought into question, this is the method that has really worked well for us. So many people have experimented with homeschooling over the last few years, and often there can be this thought that you need to be in a classroom but at home. So you have to make like an office environment, you have to have everything set out perfectly, but that doesn't really work for us here on the island. And so that's why we experimented with this type of tutoring, and it's just been absolutely incredible to know that these years of Story's life we've been with her, and also we've been able to experience her education alongside her. We've learned stuff about it too. We don't know the slightest thing about marine biology until we started chiming in on Story's lessons out in the water and with the corals and identification, which is what she's focusing on today. coral identification, equalizing and breathing techniques, and open water confidence in the sea. So this is going to be great for Story. She has a very, very keen interest in animals and sea life at the moment. Being a vegan family as well, it helps to care about your environment, to care about the things that are in your oceans. And I'm excited to see how Story reacts to today's open water lesson with Chi.
It's a table coral. This is a table coral.
Oh yeah, I saw that
Here,
video.
here.
Daddy,
Yeah?
I saw the table coral.
Wow,
It's a table coral.
fantastic.
How about this one, Story? It's a cactus coral. Cactus coral. This one, here.
So what do you think of Story's classroom for today? This is her view. This is where she'll be learning. I'm actually feeling butterflies in my stomach. Being able to observe this. This is one of those things that when I look back on my video, when I'm an old man and Story is a grown woman, I'll be like, we did not regret this. We did not regret the time we spent here teaching Story this way. I feel like there are so many more opportunities out there than there were before. We're just trying to take advantage of that as best we can while we still have Story close to us, while she's still young, and while we're still young enough to be able to make kind of unusual decisions about how we should move forward as parents.
Are you afraid? No?
I don't know if you heard that.
Are you afraid with this step? No. No, okay, very good. You want to go further or you're okay here?
Teacher Chi is asking Story if she's afraid or if she wants to go further. And she's saying she wants to go further. A little bit more backstory. Teacher Chi was Story's swimming instructor when she was 3 years old. She taught Story how to swim in swimming pools around the island. When Story got to about 4 years old, Teacher Chi said that she'd reached a kind of fun limit, and that was like good enough for now. Like water confidence was good, swimming technique was good enough, and so she said let's wait until she's a bit older and then we can introduce more stuff later. Now Teacher Chi is a qualified scuba instructor, so even though Story's not old enough to go scuba diving yet, she can take her out into the open water and show her this part of the ocean, this part of her home where she lives on Siargao Island, which is an incredible place to grow up, and especially if you take advantage of being in the water. Where I'm standing right now is 150 meters out at sea, and they've gone probably another 50 meters further now to explore into the deep part, and I can't follow from here. And I trust Teacher Chi, I trust her ability to make sure Story gets the most out of this experience there together on the water. I'm gonna head back to the house now. As Story's mum and dad, when Story does these lessons, her world schooling lessons with different tutors, we try to limit our time there so that she can get used to the social aspect of dealing with a different adult or a different figure, so she can just kind of get those life skills that she needs and also concentrate on what she's doing versus trying to show us what she's learned. Because sometimes when we're nearby, Story can be like, Daddy, look at what I've learned, Daddy, look what I'm doing, whereas we will come at the end of the lesson and see those techniques built, and that's worked really well for us. Sacha is going to head out into the water to see if she can film a little bit more closer up, but otherwise this is Story's little private moment out in the ocean. Sacha tried her best to get right out there onto the ocean where Story was, but she actually couldn't make it all the way. It was harder than it looked, it was further than it looked, but it is incredible down there looking at the footage of the underwater world here. This is Story's world right now, our little mermaid. I can see that she's finishing up her 2 hours in the water now. She's coming back. Having that buoy there as a kind of safety net, something that she can hold on to out on the open water, was a nice little change from normal lessons. Some of the local kids from the beach trying out some of the gear before Story comes back in. Story's sharing her mask with the kids so that they can see under the water. Sweet. Wow, look at those flippers. They're as big as you, aren't they?
Almost.
Yeah. Did you have fun in the water? Did you have fun in the water?
Yeah.
What did
No.
you-
My surprise was going underneath the water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was so deep.
Yeah.
I went up to that blue bit over there.
Yeah. In the distance.
Yeah.
How deep did you go?
2.7 meters.
2.7 meters. That's deeper than you've ever been.
Yeah.
That's,
How
isn't it?
deep did I go, Teacher Chi?
2.7 meters.
Oh, that's an extra meter deep, isn't it? So you used to do 1.7, now 2.7 today.
Yeah.
What did you see down there?
Well, sadly there was fish cages down there.
Oh, was there?
There's two.
Yeah.
I asked Teacher Chi if she could actually like save the fishes.
So there were fish in them?
Yeah.
Oh.
There was butterfly fish in them.
Really?
We saw two butterfly fishes
Oh.
and like just swimming around, but then she was the one who went underwater to see if there was fish in there, and she found that there was fish in there, and she tried to open it up to save them, but she needed a knife.
Oh, I could have given you one. Oh, maybe
Yeah, but
another
she
day.
said we should use respect
Yeah.
for them to eat the fishes.
I guess because
Yeah.
somebody's already caught them and it's not your property, is it?
Yeah.
What about the corals?
The corals, staghorn coral, table coral.
Yeah.
It's a cool one. I forgot what the other one was called. It's a really confusing name.
Oh, okay. But you saw staghorn and table corals, yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You could actually take one of those table corals and use it as a table.
They're that big, are they?
if you lived underwater,
Yeah.
you could put and you had like waterproof food, you could probably go underwater and eat it.
Did you see me trying to get to you?
No?
Yeah.
No, I tried to come out to reach you, but you were so far out I couldn't get to you.
Well, we couldn't make it. She tried.
What? To Jessie?
I
Oh,
got to
swimming.
the end of the jetty.
She got
I
to about
swam
there.
to the end of the jetty bit, and I got to the drop off, and I saw loads of fish. But then you had gone like way far out, and I didn't want to go out that far on my own.
Well, Mummy got an injury, look.
I
So.
cut myself
Oh no!
3
How?
cuts
How?
on the reef.
Not an experienced swimmer yet, like you. Whoa!
That's how it goes.
It's fun though, isn't it? Nice dance. Get off all that salt water. Woohoo! That's a good way to get clean.
That's what the butterfly fish look like.
Oh, it's beautiful.
So those are the ones we saw.
Yeah. You saw them out here today?
Yeah.
On your lesson?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
That was the one we saw.
Yeah.
That was the first one we saw.
Right.
And we saw this one, didn't we? And we saw cactus coral.
so tall,
Where's
isn't it?
cactus coral?
Cactus.
Cactus coral.
You saw that as well?
Yeah. Where's cactus coral? We saw a cactus coral.
Mm-hmm.
This is table coral.
Yeah, it looks like a table, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's what I mean. If you went down there, you could actually like and if you yeah.
Eat your dinner.
Yeah.
Papa's having a look through Stories Marine Life of the Philippines book, just identifying some of the corals that we've seen. I'm going to give you a little house tour of where we're staying at Sunrise Villa. When we first checked into this place, our first thought was it's a much more authentic Filipino property than where we were staying previously, if you've been watching the vlogs. And you can tell by the wood that's been used here that it's very old in places and other places it's been rebuilt. But this styling is a lot more what you would find in a kind of high-end Philippines house. You've probably been noticing this huge water park setup thing they've got here. I think that the owner of this place was planning to start up a outdoor play park on the water, but it never actually came to be. So the equipment is still here, but it's not up and running. So as you come in on the lower level here, massive sliding doors which lead into this massive gym here, fully equipped with lots of different equipment. Fitness enthusiasts will not be wanting for much more down here. There's a little bit of everything. Some of it looks like it's been locally made. And what an amazing view you get from the punching bag, eh? A gym view like this. Just off of the gym inside here, you can see they've got a kids room or a little dorm set up. They've got 2 bunk beds here, so 4 people could comfortably sit and sleep. There's an ensuite bathroom in here with a rainfall shower. So that was bedroom 1. This is bedroom 2. Excuse the mess. I haven't cleaned anything up. Just giving you a quick tour. Also has an ensuite bathroom with a shower there, toilet and sink. Really solid wood staircase, isn't it?
It is, yeah. The whole house is like, all the furniture is made out of this. The tables, the beds, solid, heavy.
You don't see much of this wood anymore. At the top of the stairs, you've got a kitchen up here, which is on the landing space. Just off of the kitchen is this massive bathroom, more showers, and this is a bathtub as well, but at the moment the plug is broken, so the water won't drain out. Quite a large bathroom though. Could also be big enough to be a bedroom, to be honest. And they've got this really nice common area here with the beautiful hardwood floors and a ceiling fan up there. Another bedroom in here, which is nice and cool. Papa's been resting in here. This is the 4th bedroom where Story, Sacha and I have been sleeping. And look at this amazing view out onto the deck. We had dinner here last night. What a place to enjoy the view and the breeze from the ocean. Yes, perfect place to have food out here. I'm really enjoying it actually. It's an incredible location. Unfortunately, pets weren't allowed, so we didn't bring our Poppy, but there is a cute Dalmaspin here. Like, this dog looks like a Dalmatian Aspin mix. Look at him there, sunbathing. While I'm resting up here, I'm going to do today's shout out, which is going to Jmayel Morales. Huge thank you to you for becoming a member of our channel. It makes a big difference. If any of you guys are interested in having a shout out or becoming a member yourself, there's a join button below the video's top comment or the description. You can check it out and see if you want to do that. Story is eating her mermaid snacks outside with Teacher Chi and Papa. Just having lots of seaweed. She loves the seaweed. And I'm going to end today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. A little insight in how we educate our child out here, what works for us, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.